Hi everyone, I'm Luna Matadas, and I'm really excited to answer a question today from Secret Pleasure's feature, Ask a Sex Educator. So if you have a sex question, you can go up on the secretpleasuresboutique.com website and submit the question to the link at the bottom of the page, and we'll answer questions monthly as they come in. So I'm a sex and pleasure educator based out of Toronto, Canada, and I love questions like today's where we're talking about introducing a fantasy or a desire to our partners. So today's question is from someone who has a boyfriend and she wants to ask him if he's interested in engaging in strap on sex. So, strap on sex is using a harness and a dildo, and it's often about penetration, but it doesn't have to be. Some people also like the aesthetic of strap on sex. And it's colloquially known for a man receiving anal penetration from a strap on dildo from a woman as pegging. But anyone can have strap on sex. It doesn't matter what genitals you have, anyone can strap it on and have some fun with it. So, my advice is if you're wanting to ask your male partner if they're interested in engaging in strap on sex, is to also think about why you're interested in strap on sex. Is it because you like the idea that you're going to get to penetrate him? Is it the idea that you get to feel a different kind of contrast to the genitals that you have by strapping on a cock or a dildo? Is it a power exchange dynamic? Is it gender play? There are so many different reasons why people are into strap on play, and it isn't only about the physical pleasure. And so when we're talking to our partners about a new fantasy, we want to expand on all the different reasons why this thing makes us hot. Is it the aesthetic? Is it how I want you to feel if I'm strapping it on for you? Is it about the dynamic that we're going to create? When we give people more opportunities to plug into their own erotic imagination based on this story that we're telling them that has flavors and intentions and activities, sometimes they also find a new way to get turned on. Another way to approach this conversation is as a conversation. So, kind of saying, hey, babe, I've been thinking about this. It kind of turns me on because I think it would be really fun to try something new, and I would like to be the one doing the penetrating. What do you think of this, and have you thought about this? And allow them sometimes the time and space to do a little bit of research on their own, to think about it a little bit, to explore their own erotic imagination, and see if there's a connection to this desire that you have. And the third tip that I'm going to leave you with is to really also create space to discuss the stigma of strap on sex and people with penises. A lot of times we think that the activities that we do within our sexual exploration and our sexy times say something about who we are as people. So, are we deviant? Are we submissive? Are we this? And a lot of times it doesn't say anything about us except that we like enjoying this thing in an erotic context where we're aroused and connected to the person that we're doing this with. And so there's a lot of stigma around heterosexual cisgendered men with anal play. And so we think that sometimes there's connections to sexual orientation, and that's just like downright homophobia because everyone has an anus. Anyone can enjoy anal pleasure if they decide to. It has nothing to do with sexual orientation. But these scripts might be running in the back of your partner's head. And so provide the opportunity to talk about, masculine and feminine. And there might also be a hesitation to participate in something that maybe also challenges your femininity. And it might make you be perceived as more masculine. And maybe that's not part of the fantasy that you're interested in or that they're interested in. So creating a conversation to really talk about everything from hygiene to stigma to experience to fears to turn-ons to turn-offs can create an opportunity where you then co-create the fantasy together. You make this thing that you once wanted to deliver to your partner and see if they were into it into a conversation about how can we turn each other on even more. Even if it doesn't end up being strap-on play, it could also be a conversation that leads you to other sexy things that you discover about each other. And my final tip, I know I probably said the other one was final, my final tip is also to to go shopping for the equipment together. So if he is interested, go online and secretpleasuresboutique.com, secretpleasuresboutique.com, or also look at going into a sex positive shop together and make a connection to what you're purchasing. Purchase colors that you like, purchase the size that's going to be most comfortable for a beginner, purchase a harness that's going to turn you both on and give you the support that you need to explore. So that's what there's more information on some language that you may want to use in the blog, but that's what we're talking about this week. And we'll see you next time with answering another question through the Secret Pleasures Ask a Sex Educator commentary. And go to secretpleasuresboutique.com and submit your questions. I'm really looking forward to what the next one is. I'm Luna Matatas, and I'll see you next time.